this wax. Is it working? Is it working? Ooh. Oh, it's working. Ay, ay, ay. It's hot. Nice and hot. Let's see. Test. Seems to be working. What day is it? April 2nd. Tuesday. No, Thursday. Blah. Oops. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Hi there, West Coast sunshine. How are you doing that way? How's it going today? I'm gonna put my... Oh my gosh, I can see. Oh, look. How's it going? That way, this way, that way. I'm just kind of trying to set it up. How were you doing yesterday? How was your day yesterday? Ooh, 144 on my screen as I said that. And my segue into yesterday is that, dude, I did not realize the numbers of yesterday till the end of the day. And it would have been a great assistance to know, understand the numbers of the 144 that we were yesterday. And yeah, so yesterday was I'm gonna call it my seasick day, because I wasn't sick in a way I've ever been. I've sailed, but I've never been out to sea, so I don't know if I would get seasick if I didn't see land and we're just far away. But holy crap, yesterday I was seasick all day, on and off, until I realized that we were the 1st or the 4th. 2020 adds to 4. We were 144 yesterday. And then I heard something, I think it was Paul Butler, specifically saying that the 144 were getting activated in a way that was like whoosh, major. And that the 10th is going to be the second 144 day. So I'm ready for that one. Am I ever ready? Probably not, but oh my gosh, it's Freya Warrior Princess on Thursday. Hey baby, how are you? Yeah. That way says I went to the store yesterday and everything looks normal. Cool. Yeah. Us here too. There's random stuff that's sometimes low, but it's not, it's not weird. I mean, considering everybody really stocked up and, I'm going to not use the word hoarded, but stocked up a lot, a couple weeks ago, how can the stores still be running out of stuff? I mean, you can only grab so much food, right? And you only need so much. So no matter what people did at the beginning, they can't continue to, invest that much, right? Thank you. Happy Thursday, gorgeous to you too, Freya Warrior Princess. I'm so happy to see you in here. I hope you know, like, how much, like, even if you never talk and watch vids, you're still my prom date. You're still my prom date, baby. I've evolved and I've changed a lot though. So I know I said I would wear a unicorn onesie, but I don't think I will be able to fit that role any longer. But I'm still gonna dance with you by a fire and you're gonna be my prom date. Yeah, and don't forget the little things, because they're my big things. Hey Alex, good afternoon. It's 11:33 here in the East Zone, time zone. Hell yeah, I wear what I want. Thank you, baby. Nobody ever let me wear what I wanted before. Oh my gosh. Last 2 years ago, when my daughter was 16, she said to me, she's like, "Are you really gonna go out like that?" Because we were going somewhere, and I was like, I threw her the biggest adult hissy fit you can imagine, saying, like, all my life people tell me I gotta dress a certain way and you're gonna get on my case. Yeah, this ain't happening. Poor little girl. Yeah, she gave me the look after, but she never said anything the same way. Dustin, Brad, love frequencies. Hey, sweetie, I'm not gonna say I literally, like, said, Dustin, Brad, I'm doing a live. Come in. But I did. How are you? How's California energy? How's it going for you? You guys in like complete lockdown? Can you go out for walks with Tara the way you want, or are you like limited? What's your situation in California? And the word, I I'm glad if you were drawn, because I really was thinking about you, and I had something specific that I wanted to say out loud, and guess what? I forget. So it might, pop into my head, but I had something specific I wanted to say to you, and I forget what it is. I can't even think, like, it's not regarding a video. I can't remember. Hey, 5D, how's my mic doing? How are you? Are you still working your cannabis job? Is that an essential service? I would think it is. Just saying. Dustin Brad says, nothing changed for me except for not being able to eat in restaurants. True. That's the only thing that's really changed for Lily Rose and I, except for when we had a library activity on Thursdays and Fridays, and then the whole March break was canceled. So, like, that's it for us. I know I said it before in a live, but the only thing that strategically changed in my life is that I wanted to go see Mulan when it came out, and it was supposed to come out at the end of March, and obviously that didn't happen, so I'll see it when I see it. I keep making the inner, like, wish that Disney would just put it out on Disney Plus instead of in theaters. Why not? If Disney can't gift the world like a movie, who can, right? But then again, is Disney going down? To what point? Me not know. Me still love Mulan and Frozen 2 and Frozen 1. I don't care. You bet they will let go down for sure. Certain parts, anyways. Nothing is as it seems, though, so don't forget. Sometimes we think that the yucky are so yucky, but yeah, Trolls. I never watched any of that, but when I went to the theater, I went to the theater like 3 times. I went and saw Frozen 2 in November. I went and saw Sonic in February, and then we went and saw Upwards or Onwards. Upwards and Onwards. I don't remember the title. So that's a lot of movies for me. I don't go very often to the theater, but those movies called to me. Yeah, I hope they do release the movie. They released Frozen 2. I went and bought it and then checked on Disney Plus because I share it with somebody. Somebody shares their account with me, my daughter. And it was out on video. It was out, so that was cool. I already bought it, but I don't care. I wanted it anyways. I pretty much am watching Frozen 2 every night. And last night I said to myself, I was like, why am I watching this every night? What did I miss in here? And then the thing that I missed came to me. So I've integrated a few things within myself because I saw something that gave me that little aha moment. I know, it sounds weird, but hey, we all find our ways differently, right? Onward was awesome. It was amazing. And I went and saw it with my 19-year-old daughter, Amy, and Lily Rose, who's 8. And, you know, the message, especially at the end, that the big brother was there all along, kind of hit home a lot for us, you know, as like a little trinity of a family. I literally got told by my oldest daughter, Mom, you need to be quiet now. Don't make a life moment out of this. So I was nice and I didn't. But I said, you get what the life moment would be, right? You get all the messages that I'm holding in. She's like, yes, Mom, I'm seeing the movie in front of me. I don't need the recap of the life moments and the life lessons. I was like, okay, let me shut up now. My Sky's 5D. The last movie I went to watch was Mission Impossible and fell asleep 5 minutes into an absolutely couldn't wake myself up during the movie. That's hilarious. See, before I went and saw John Wick 3 March 17th last year. And that it had been so long since I'd been to the theater before that I couldn't even, you know what I mean? And I couldn't believe I went and saw John Wick 3 at the theater because 1 and 2 are like just, you guys know, I don't ramble on about John Wick very much because what I say has nothing to do with what the movie people actually see. But yeah, I thought I would have a hard time at the theater, but I ended up just kind of tuning everybody out. It was full, and that's a lot of people for me. And I wasn't the only one who screamed and like fucking yelled fuck a few times in the movie theater, so I felt, you know, well surrounded. And it wasn't so bad to be around so many humans. And now, like, I don't see, for me, who's like already like very introverted, I don't get out much, I don't, you know, socialize already. This part of how humanity is living around the world is like my lifestyle. I don't do crowds, I don't go out a lot in big places, I don't, you know, I don't do things. I'm not social. So, Dustin, I'm no longer working as a live-in caregiver, but I'm living in a warehouse and building a speakeasy for gathering groups for healing and meditation tomorrow on 4/4. And on 4/4, we're gonna meet up. Good, cool. I'm gonna go with the flow on Saturday. Of if I join any meditations, or if I even decide to do a live, you know, throughout the day, Eastern time. Um, but really my intent is already flowing towards it. I'm kind of just I don't know. My isolation mode is like, you know, I'm not really talking, well, I'm not talking to anyone. Oh my god, my babies are here at the same time. How did you guys both pop in at the same time? My Lucy, Dawn Figs, and Thoughts and Perceptions Out Loud, my Melissa. The Trinity is in the house. Wow. That gives me shivers. Hola, amore. Je t'aime, mon amour. Yeah, maybe we not plan it, but if it's meant to be, we'll do a Trinity on a Saturday, maybe, eh? Why the fuck not? Maybe we should just plan it. I never plan nothing, but get the three of us pouring out some energy. Or maybe we could accept, instead of you know, planning for the 4th, maybe this afternoon or tomorrow we could do something and make a video that we put out on that day. Think about it, Melissa and Lucy. I mean it. Anything to bring up the vibe. And we know the three of us together. You are up for it, Lucy? Okay. You too, Melissa? Okay. Today? Okay. We'll figure out how. I mean it. I love you guys. Do you know I love you? Hi, Corey. I see you, Corey Reeves. You really touched me with a comment that you put yesterday. And yesterday I was in and out of just a seasickness type of feeling. And the comment that you wrote, just, it was really helpful to me. And I feel you, Corey. The whole blood thick, that's real. Love you, brother. Thanks for what you do. And I'm really proud of you that you made it through everything you had to make it through to be here now. We got this, brother. Lucy is Dawn Figs. She's right, like where you said who is Lucy, right above you is Lucy. I don't know if you've ever watched her channel. She's with the Trinity videos that Melissa, Thoughts and Perceptions, put out in, I think it was November. And she is Lucilla. I love that name. I love the way you say that, Melissa. Thoughts and Perceptions out loud. I need you guys. Our group is so supportive. Alex, thanks for the comments, but our group is so supportive, and I want to really specify so that, you know, I know we as three already understand, but near or far, whether we speak one-on-one or two, you know, two or three, the trinity of us, it's like real and always and forever, and it doesn't need the third dimensional concepts of how we have to, or ever we're taught to interact. It's beyond that. Hey, Tom. I'm glad you're here. How's your day going? I saw your comment this morning, and honestly, I just put a couple little emojis because I was just too touched. I was just like not awake enough to, you know, like spit out a bunch of comments back. But yeah, thanks for being my best mate as well throughout all this. What does the real deal mean? It's knowing that even if you don't talk, someone's actually there for you. It's knowing that even if you were pissed as fuck and wanted to say something that didn't sound nice, that you would still be forgiven, and it wouldn't be an issue, you know? Thank you guys all for being here. I don't know how many people, I can't see the number, and it's never really credible anyways, but I told myself I'd come in and do a live and see who pops in, and what do you guys want to talk about? Like, what's going on with you guys? It's a frequency. Sisters are the real deal. And yes, and I find that since connecting with you, Lucy and Melissa, I've found more and more openings to have that sister type of connection with other people as well. And, you know, brothers too. Nothing has ever come. Well, yeah, there are things that have come, you know, that strong. For me, it's as soon as I feel that, boom, and I want to do this, and I have like that there's three of us. I did build strong trinities within my Discord family, my living souls, and I can't be a hypocrite and say, like earlier I said, it doesn't matter if we speak or not, and just because I haven't spoken to them in, you know, in a while, near or far is for everybody, right? So yeah, my first trinity ever is me, Bravery, Clark, Darren, and Glitch. That's when I noticed that the energy of three people bouncing off each other, whether it be in comments or in a live, the energy that can like whoosh, it's insane. Hey, Tree Hugger Dave, thanks for coming in, dude. I started to watch a part of your video this morning, and then I'm not watching a lot of videos, so I actually put it to just saved it for later because I just want the rest for later. But I think it was I made one comment already when you said being tapped in, and in the moment when you said being tapped in, I felt like a maple tree. I felt like tapped in, you know, in a good way, right? Because I love my trees, especially my maples. Hey, Lim. I said your name. Hey, sweetie, how are you? You're awesome. Thanks for coming in and being nice to me all the time. I appreciate you. Lily Rose is good. Especially her, I can't remember, like, the last 2 nights she's fallen asleep normally. But the 2 nights before, oh wow, we're talking 3, 4 in the morning. And then waking up, and she was waking up and feeling tired, not much energy. But all in all, that was just, it's the waves and how we feel them. As well, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sitting here and being super active, and there's, it's just me and Lily. So if I'm not, able to be that woohoo party on Wayne for her, there's no one else, right? So, there's a part of her that's already at 8 learning, I wouldn't say how to be independent, but how to understand that another person just cannot fake energy and pretend to be at a certain frequency. And how she accepts that and has patience with me is mind-blowing. It's heart exploding. It's amazing. Hi, Joan. Oh, look what I'm going to show you. Can you see it? That's my screensaver. Oh, Joan did that for me. Joni. One more time. Joan did that painting for me. I think it was just a day or two after we connected on YouTube. Yeah, I love you, Joan. You were with me all the time. When we connected, Joan, what you did for me, first of all, by just recognizing me and loving me without testing me and, a bunch of random thoughts around you. We found each other and you loved me. Through Fascinating Fairies channel, we found each other. We realized as well we had All Day Alchemy in common, another Jen. But what you did for me when you pulled cards and when you did that painting, it pivoted me to quit the job that I was in resistance of quitting. It pivoted me to continue to believe, because I was starting to pull out. I was starting to pull out of certain things and not sharing on YouTube, or not sharing myself. I was starting to go, I wasn't starting, don't lie to yourself, girl. I was in yeah, it's just, I was in the dark deep of my shit, and you grabbed me. You didn't give me a choice. You just found me, grabbed me by the head, and pulled me out by my hair. That's it. And you did it without even knowing you were doing it. You just, of your heart, decided to do that painting, and the card pull that you did, that was everything that Source was saying to me, that I was like, no, I'm not listening to you, Source. And I got it through you, Joan. Anyways, I wanted you to know and that be shared. Why? Because we don't know what we do in comments and what we do as videos, and what we do has a real, true ripple effect. And there's people that just don't. I'm glad if you needed it, Joni. I mean it. It's important. There's still a lot of lack of transparency, where people just, they just won't show certain parts of themselves. They won't show feelings. They won't reach out. They don't want to, they don't want to step into the pool a bit more and just have their feet dangling in it. But imagine, okay, we're all of us, right? Like our spiritual family. And there's people in the pool, like hardcore, like going at it, doing whatever is being asked through. And then there's other people dipping in, and they're being pushed in, but they're resisting to being pushed in. So for me, like the effect that has on me is that, first of all, my timelines change. If there are people and connections that are supposed to happen and they're not happening, my timelines are going like everywhere. Everything changes. As soon as one little step or soul contract isn't taken, then timelines change. And it's just, yeah. So if I'm going to be extra, trying to validate what people do for those that don't, then so be it. I'll be the cheesiest little monkey here. I don't care. Tree Hugger says, Dave, you did it. Activated your original tree DNA, for we have spent lives on this planet as trees as well. Animals, humans, and aliens eventually too. Yeah. Do you know anything about the white roots of peace, Tree Hugger Dave? Activate the trees for sure. Within and without. As above, so below. Yeah, we do need each other, Joni, in the sense that, I mean, we've already tried as humanity to do it, like me, myself, and I, and it's just about my little circle, and it didn't work. It didn't work. People aren't happy, right? The Capricorns are going through a lot. I don't know what that means, Melissa. Meaning, is there a different, frequency we get hit with, or waves? I don't know. I don't know. Trigger Dave says, crystals help us vibrationally connect to all thoughts, memories, and Akashic. Yep. A lot of times, too, I try to go crystal-less, meaning that just anchor and harness my own self to get those things. And I don't know why I do that. Just, I don't know. I don't see it as being stubborn. I see it as just like not looking for anything outside of myself, and just that I'm the crystal, right? I'm the crystal. And that being said, look at how tangled my necklaces are. That being said, I keep my West Coast stone that Bravery sent me with the copper. This is just little bubbles and beads, but it's from Italy. And the green and just the sphere of it, the circle of it, it's important to me. I have never tried yet to actually to copy this and make another one, but I'm sure I can. I just haven't done it. And I've got my bear tooth. My bear tooth is my baby. It's starting. I never treated it or did anything, so it's starting to be. We'll see what happens. I'll get another one if I have to. And I took my Moldavite off. I think it's been, I don't know, at least 3 weeks, maybe a month. I want nothing to do with my Moldavite right now. What I realized is that it was connecting me to things, people, and just an energy that is not good for me right now. And I've had that Moldavite. It was gifted to me in February of 2017. Wow, has it been that long? Could be 2018. That would make more sense. Anyways, whatever. But it was gifted to me right, like where my yard is, like right past my backyard, in that house of a friend. And it's the third or the second, I can't remember, but it's like maybe the third or second time that I've noticed that it is not working with me. It is absorbing other shit that I don't want anywhere near my body. I didn't even put the Moldavite in my bedroom. It's in the bathroom. I don't want it near me right now. But at the same time, when I'm in the bathroom, I use its energy, but not the same way, and it doesn't touch me. And it's funny because the people specifically that I needed to like get that those thoughts out of me, like, is because people that are, very light filled but have fear, and that is wrapped in a false light. Don't be sorry. I understand. Believe me, English is my second language too. So it doesn't show, but I do have to think before I speak. You're a Cappy too, Joan? That way says the only thing sustainable is change. Yeah. Okay, thanks, Lucy. We'll pop in together later to see what we can do, me, you, and Melissa. I love you too, Lucy. Thanks for coming in. The standing stones. Hey, Gray, how are you today? The whole Europe is empty now. I'm trying to catch up on the comments so I don't go behind too much. We are the original plasmic crystallizing of God's source, creator, and we are growing in light and love in the now. Oh yes, we are growing in light and love in the now. Tom, you understand, says, I had to stop using crystal years ago. I used to be weighed down, literally. Always test, though, because when we stop something, sometimes we need to start it again, right? There's cycles to everything. What weighed you down and hurt you could possibly be something that could help you right now. And that's something only you can know and test. And, all those crystals that you either put away or gave away, if any start coming back to you, there's always a reason for that, eh? You'll see. You'll see. You're smart, Sometimes we need the tools and sometimes we don't. We're our own best tool, right? Alex says my English doesn't exist. I beg to differ. If you can figure out how to use all those translation things and understand anything, your English is awesome. Stop being hard on yourself. Besides, you could talk in your language to me, and as long as you used your actual energy of your eyes and maybe your hands with a few things, we would understand each other perfectly. Thanks, Gray. Yeah, I'm doing good. Staying safe. Yep. Definitely, for sure. Definitely, for sure. I watched something yesterday. There was a live cam. There's a lot of different places that have live cams showing, how quiet it is, that there's no traffic, that places are empty. And so I watched a Montreal live. And I'm Canadian through and through. I've been through and around Montreal so many times in my life, and I'm going to use the H word, but I actually hate Montreal. That's where 3/4 of the yucky mojo is in my eyes, and just the stuff's going down. It's really happening. It is really happening. It is really happening. Yeah. There's a reason that we're asked to be just staying safe at home. It is not a time to bring out that indigo warrior of fuck you, I won't do what you told me. If you have that mindset and you take the time to go within of, what's the best for me and my family right now, if you go within, you will be guided to take care of yourself and stop looking at all the outside stuff. That's guaranteed. If ego is the resistance, other source is not, right? Think of crystals like a phone connection. Place next to a tree, meditate with often deeply, then later walking around and telepathically still being in communication with the tree and the mother. Yep. Yep. One of the things that intrigues me and that is, there was already some, but like the new discoveries of the things that, especially now, there's so many earthquakes and so many things going on with Mother, and just like what's going to come up, what's going to be found, is going to be amazing. Hi, Deliana. Am I saying it right, Deliana? How are you? Your 3 of spades, the little pointy spade, that was spot on for me. I needed that. Thank you for allowing that through you. I am grateful for you. I'm a stubborn little shit that gets like all my stuff, but that wants more validation. Why not, right? At least I know I am. English is only angel-ish, not full angel. The real and best spiritual people always say go within. Yeah. And it going within doesn't mean to not be a part of the all. If anything, it connects you more. Right? Yeah, Deliana, I mean it. I needed that. And in 2009, January, I found a card on the floor in front of my fridge. And I remember I bent down to pick up the card. I picked it up. It was the King of Clubs. And as I saw that it was the King of Clubs, I, I don't even know how to explain this, that it makes sense, but it's not making sense that really it's... I was holding the card and I was looking at it as I was going to go open the fridge, and then everything told me to turn around, and as I looked outside the window, a meteor or something passed by. So the King of Clubs was always very strong for me, and I was always looking for something outside of myself. And it's your channel, Deliana, where you did a reading for about the King of Clubs, and I realized that I was searching outside of myself for all those years. It was me I was looking for all along. My monkey brain is weird sometimes, but I keep it in a cage, Alice says. Thank you. Melissa, Genevieve, I love you so much. I need to be with you all. I can't even imagine what it would be like to be in the same room. In a good way. And yeah, that's why I felt pushed to do a live, is that if anyone, could come in, and that it feels good to be together. Professor Chrome, hey sweetie, how you doing, dude? How you doing? Do you have any new content that you can link to me? I would totally listen to some of your music right now. Yeah. Hey Sky, what's your footage? How you doing? How's the footage today? Yeah, you're gonna love her channel, Melissa, if you just subbed her. It's just, that thing, eh? When you find that those people, she'll give you that feeling of us. She will, you'll see. Taiwan Job Hunter, how you doing? From the Philippines, right on. I would go there in a heartbeat. Rawr. How is it there today? One of my brother dudes from Saskatchewan, I forget what his channel name is, UFO Security Cam. Anyways, he was in the Philippines. I don't know if he's still there though. From Saskatchewan to the Philippines. That's a big deal. Google Canada and see where Saskatchewan is, like, boop, right in the middle. And then to get to the ocean, and that's a life change. What's the energy like in the Philippines? I was watching somewhere last 2 weeks ago, kind of looking forward to if she puts out another video, but in Kuwait. And it's something when we, are able to, show certain things, right? But Professor Chrome says, it's so crazy you say that. You were working on music yesterday. Oh, I hope so. Good. I'd love if you want to link it to me. I don't know if you still... I think we emailed each other for a while. It's rewildthechild with Y's at gmail.com. It's in my settings of stuff somewhere. I never took it out. But yeah. Or link it directly in a comment, and then I'll shout you out in a video if I'm allowed. Yeah, I can see myself. You just gave me a flashback, Professor Chrome. You gave me a flashback. It would be approximately this time last year. It could have been like mid-April. And I'm sitting on my couch in my other place I was at in the decision times of what me gonna do this summer. Am I stay? Should I stay or should I go now? And I'm listening to one of your songs. Yeah. Cool flashback. Thank you. Good night, Lim. Have a good night, baby. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you. Just checking if I missed any comments. I don't think I did. If I did, I do apologize. Taiwan Job Hunter says, hello, Alex G. You don't have any video. We showed him how to make them. He's still not gonna. It's okay. We as soul family tend to grow in each other's minds' lives. Yup. Yep. And I do that thing, where I just will think of someone and then I ask myself, like, am I thinking of this person because I'm supposed to reach out? If I am, I do. Maxine, sweetie, how are you? See, speaking of people you think about, I love you. How are you doing? What are you up to? How's the weather for you? We finally have spring. Like, the ground is still frozen. About, I would say, most of our snow is gone. There's still snow in the bush, and there's still snow piles and stuff. But our birds, I saw my first turkey vulture yesterday, and every day now there's the geese in the air. So nice to see you, Maxine. I know I can't see you, but I do. I love you. I would appreciate that. Thanks for calling me V's. I like that. Okay, what was I saying? Yeah, so I do that little check-in of, is this because I'm supposed to reach out? Just kind of, send out that, hey, I'm here, even if I'm not here. And the whole telepathy thing is still weird in a way, just because there's a lack of validation sometimes, or just, just, do they know what I'm saying or do they not? I don't know. Hey, Dimitri. How you doing, Dimitri? Maxine says, I'm very fine, thanks. The weather's actually pretty hot now. The winter's fully gone. Cool, you are in the same cycle then. I we wished for a mild winter, that's for sure. I got it here. I got it here. Joan says, personally, if one comes to mind, ask my higher self if any of my help or any of my helpers available to help them. Same. And I find that when I realize or know that somebody's like in a solid purge or solid, like really not happy place, often I'm not guided to go in and, text or email or call, depending on, because I have a certain amount of people that I have, a connection with. Is really to hold the light from afar and to not go trigger more or to not go poke at the bear, that the bear needs to just have the time their way, but feel that comforting warmth of cherishment from afar, that there's always like a wave of coming in of love. And I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but it's how I roll. Often people will think I'm not speaking to them and I'm not there for them. And it's the opposite. I'm even more there. I can't be there on a 3D level and say the words on a 3D level. I'm there in the background, in the 5D, always. If I said I love you, that doesn't never go away. And, that's it. Melissa, thank you for saying that. I've been so triggered so much lately. Here's my story of the week. I thought I was unfuckable with because I live in a basement. G above is an older gentleman. He does have a certain amount of fear, but what's going on? He listens to the news and he talks on the phone. And sometimes he talks about me. And I hear that. And I thought I was unfuckable with because that didn't bother me anymore. The news didn't bother me anymore. And then one day, I'm just sitting there beating, fully in my little ancestor like groove, and all of a sudden he's talking about treaties and them and land. And I just was like, wow. To be honest, I wanted to go scalp him. I can't believe I just said that out loud, but I did. That's how triggered I was. I swear to fuck. And all I could think was like, oh my God, that's still inside me. Like, so what if he wants to say all this shit? So what? But yeah, in the moment, it didn't last long, and he wouldn't be worth to scalp. I know, I'm so mean. I'm like a half evil. I'm probably going to hell just for saying that. But the thoughts come and go. It's what you choose to do with them and anchor them in or let them go, right? You guys got this, Tom and Melissa. And one thing, Tom and Melissa, it doesn't matter whether you guys take the time or can't even go see each other, but you were close in proximity. So anchor your energies together, even just in spirit. Like, you know what I mean? That you feel stronger. Like Tom, Melissa is like, I don't know. Like the UK is smaller than my butt. Like I swear, you guys have like countries that are so small. When you look at Canada, it's like, so like you guys could walk to each other, like literally. And I'm not saying that you have to do that, but what I'm saying is that knowing that there's someone with that soul signature, tribe signature so close, harness that, anchor it for your greater good to feel like, oh my God. Like my closest peeps, Maxine knows, is, Neptune's Panther. He's the closest. And yet he's still not accessible, so, but just knowing he's there. As soon as someone tells me they're in Michigan, it's like, man, Michigan is like practically Canada, and I just feel like closer, just more like, I've been purging anger at the dark side. See, for me, I don't have that. And what I had as a realization yesterday, and this is big and it might change the vibe of my life, but I'm going to say it anyways, is that I truly believe that, there's a takedown happening and that there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. But the one thing I forgot, didn't think of, and was like, Um, everybody wants to be angry about the fact that there was or there is stuff. I'm not going to use the words. You guys know me. I won't. That there's stuff out there that, was torturing women and children and men and experimenting and sacrifices. But the realization that there are people right now that will be liberated. Okay? So when I say like the bigger plan, the bigger picture, and the thing that I just, in my head, I never grabbed the concept. There's missing children and women and men who are to be found and will need help reintegrating into society after some of these people have been held since birth. So, there's a lot to be said for forgiving and just like, let's bring in that timeline of, yeah, I'm done. I'm not gonna go there more. Joan, you are one of the most powerful people you are so powerful, you don't even know you're powerful. Joan, you're so powerful that even if I was like screaming out for help in so many different ways, nobody was listening to what exactly I needed, and you did without even knowing. So that's how powerful you are. I'm glad if you're doing okay, Dimitri. You got your bike out? I've been seeing bikes since last week, which end of March for Canada, bikes is amazing. Now every day, well, not every day because it's still colder sometimes in the morning, but there's a lot of bikes out. It's nice. 17 degrees here, and snow kept falling past couple days. An April Fool's joke up in the mountains. The dark side, yeah. I'm seeing new people coming in. I don't want to not be rude and say hi. Hey G, how are you doing? You're welcome for the harmony. Hey, within the oblivion, how you doing, my David? Our David, you know what I mean. Just trying to catch up the comments. I see Groot everywhere, but I don't see Groot in the comments. I am Groot. I never name names, but this person has been triggering me. Don't like the way they conduct themselves and how false they are. People can't see it. I really don't admit it. It's hurting me. Let it go, Melissa. The false light will be uncovered. It doesn't matter what other people say. As long as you know what you're saying and what you're thinking and what you're feeling is what you're feeling and thinking and feeling, that's it. And there's a lot of people conducting themselves in a way that's like completely the opposite of what's needed, and doesn't mean that it's not happening, but surpass it. Surpass it, Melissa. Yes, Tom is close to you, Melissa. Within the oblivion, Trinity. You gotta love, serve somebody. Yeah, we're gonna love, serve some people. Me and my Trinity and me, Lucy, and Melissa, we're gonna do something special for you guys. We don't know what it is yet, but we're going to manifest something different. And it could be just a bunch of silliness, or who knows. Hey Zulu One, how are you doing? I was thinking about you yesterday. How's it going where you are? Trigger Dave, we're at the center, light and dark sides are just polarities of the whole. Be the space that lets the larger bubble exist, even if it popped, it's still magical truths, magical minds. Angie! Hi, baby! Hey. I love you. Thanks for being here. was wondering where you were. You answered it without me saying New York, New Jersey. I think I forgot that. Sometimes I obviously get mixed up of where people are. I've been wearing my New York ball cap on and off. Like, I put it on at least once a day. And that's my way of, like, being there, sending the energy. Everything is okay. Hey, our David is here. Everything is okay. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you guys. Do you know what I mean? I'm so happy you're both here. I'm watching you guys, like, just talk amongst yourself, and I want to just, like, do that thing where I'm by the fire and I'm watching everybody else talk and I don't need to talk anymore. So if I'm a bit quiet, it's like that kind of feeling. That's why. Just kind of catching up on the chatting. Within the Oblivion says, well, that's a lie. I've been a little disconnected and lost lately. In my mind, a lot of worry and panic. Good. That's not disconnected and lost. That's facing it, going through it, allowing it. Half of it probably is not even yours, sweetie, and I know you know that inside. The magnet, the thing that we pull in, the things that we anchor, that we're doing, that are so beyond us sometimes, you know? And, dude, please, if you or anyone thinks I'm sitting here and I'm all sunshine and roses and that there's not one bit of panic in me ever, get that out of your head. That is not how I'm rolling right now. There are times, they're few and far between. They don't last long. But, like, I'm choking. I can't even breathe. I spent half the day yesterday in a seasick mode, that in and out of waves of dizziness, like, with just, like, I don't even have the words for it. Like, visions, like past, present, future, potential timelines, real timelines. And potential timelines, it's always a potential timeline because it depends on how many people, like, actually anchor anything in at any given time. The whole, what would the word be? How perplexing it is to go within, but we are all one, you know? And okay, we're all one, then why am I sitting here, like, and wanting to be a puddle on my fucking floor and no one's realizing that, right? It's all just whatever, but yeah, we go through what we go through, and the people that say they don't have what you just wrote as feeling, you know, feeling disconnected, or that have worry and panic, they're full of shit. Even the highest people that that the only people that I got from Facebook that I had from Facebook that, you know, I still watch now is, fuck, I can't even remember their name. I've been putting videos of them. Raphael and I can't remember say her name. Anyways, there is they just don't last the same way. Or, like, I spent half of February on my freaking knees. You know what I mean? Like, I did. That feeling is to come out stronger. It really is, no matter what it feels like in the moment. And I know you know that, David. I know you know that. And it's hard. David, you... How do I say this? I didn't watch your videos yet. I popped into them, but I don't have the attention span. When you were talking about, you know, your life, your videos, okay? But you were born already a soul who must be in different places. Okay? Me, I was born the same way, but I've always been within Canada. You is different. You're multi, like, you're international. Like, boom, 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 boom. And where our soul is promised to be, guided to be, set in stone to be in these times, yet where our mind, our heart wants to be, is two different worlds. Okay? So it's hard to play the role that's your soul path versus the, because when you're on your soul path, you must do what's best for you. And so that feeling of separation, of that you're doing something wrong on this level but is right on this level, is, David, you're one of the only reflections that I can see that has certain things that are really like me. So it's fucking hard. It's not all sunshine and roses. Truly, the only difference with you and I is that you don't have kids. That you don't have also the one thing of when your soul says, I must be here, that you, that you have kids that are living that too, So that's the only difference between you and I, David. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling about that, but heart heroes, yes. Suffering pretty bad. I can't lie, mate. Thanks for asking. Oh, Tom. You're so brave. I can't do pain. I can't. I don't believe in those stories. If it's got fear behind it, it's fake. I always find out. Yep. Yep. There's people that I watch that are energy, you know, uh, whatever word, workers, warriors, and that, like, don't tell me that if somebody uses the label of shaman that they're from the dark. Are you kidding me? Like, just I have specific examples, but again, I won't name names. But then again, that person hasn't been making videos and is not pumping out love and light, because that person is most likely in the biggest purge of their life, because they're hanging on to all this darkness and shit that's, you can't propagate the dark much anymore compared to before. I can't imagine how it feels physically and emotionally to try and put out stuff that's not positive right now. Oh, Deliana. It's been really hard with my dear dad, who was full disabled Vietnam vet with severe PTSD and still have boundaries after continual negative news from him choosing to see the end of time's timeline. Oh, baby, I feel you. It's just about love, right? It's not about what other people are saying or believing right now. Just love them anyway. And if it's too hard, then you don't spend a lot of time, or, like, I mean, if it gets to the point where you say to someone that you love, I can't listen to you right now. I can't listen to this, but I want to be here. I want to cook for you. I want to do this, or I want to do that, or I want to just spend time with you, but put on music. I can't imagine, uh, that's ingrained, and that's a lot. Thanks for sharing that. It's yeah, you love him so much, and it's okay. it's understandable that that's the timeline that, you know, that he sees. And there's no changing someone, but there is just the planting seed. There is just loving. The honesty. You stay in your sovereignty and say it. I can't listen to this. That's how I am with my dad when I've been around him and he's been in his moods of saying certain things. It's like, Dad, shut up. Do you want me to leave? Let's just put on music. Let's go light a fire. You know, let's just be quiet. Because there's a part of him, like my father, who's, you know, there to test me, to trigger me. Am I really aligned, right? I'm going to Google that lake, Angie, later and see where you are. I saw a tear. You were examining the fallen tree on the shore, reminded me of ocean eyes. Not quite sure what that means, G. Not in a bad way, I just not sure what that means. I just got that song Lake of Fire live acoustic unplugged. Nirvana just went through me. Yeah, feeling the Kurt Cobain energy now, eh? Oh. Sometimes I just let go of like asking my angels for guidance and I just like, Gordy, Downey. I know there's not any Canadians in here to maybe understand what Downey means, but sometimes I pray to God above instead of God above. Not in a weird way, but Angie, I totally understand. I can barely see your screen. I'm just gonna say hello. I love you and I feel you. I love you too. And I totally I'm going through stuff with my eyes. I can barely see. All I can say to you is hold on. Don't be afraid of that. See healing in your eyes, and the upgrades will eventually bring on a vision that is beyond anything you can imagine right now. But I know, like I know, even with my glasses on, sometimes I can't even do anything. Just the weight of them, the everything just drives me nuts. I'd rather be half blind. And I know that sounds fucked up, but I know what the eye thing is. Good one. Tree Hugger Dave says, new thought on social distancing. We learn to stretch our social networking, reaching distances before we ever realized possible before. The whole world connecting. Yes. And that's, like, I know that there's people who focus on the news and stuff. I know I've said it before, but I eliminate anything. I'm just not, I don't care if I loved a channel, like, and they were my favorite. If it doesn't feel good right now, it's gone. And it's not in a bad way. It doesn't mean it won't come back. It's just, I want the pure positive. That's it. I want just the easy. I watched a video today. I forget what her name is. Little Swallow. But it was her showing her backyard and her house. And it was one of the safest, just beautiful videos. Why? Because it's just her. It's just her authenticity, where she lives, showing herself. You know? She's not trying to preach to me about anything. She's not trying to convince me of anything. She's not saying anything, really, except showing beauty. That was epic. And I said it before. If you have people that you like their music, put their name on in YouTube right now. There's so many people putting out content of their music, and you know, some are doing like spoofs of it, they're laughing about it, some are hardcore. Like, there's people who are sick, you know, there's people who have lost people. So the intimacy of this pedestal that we had for people just because they're, you know, whoever they are, that what they do, it's like, get over it. They're at home feeling the same way that we are, and they're sharing it. And they're not sharing it because they're like, oh, I am like, boom, the rock star. They're like sharing it because it's like, I'm the human and let's connect. sharing gifts with no, it's not artists that want and wanted all the shit that's in our society. It's not artists that like said, I'm going to be a rock star and then people are going to pay for $200 to come see me. No. People have a passion, they put out, they want to share their music, they want to share their lyrics, they want to share whatever it is. And then a system came in of how to use these people. So there's a freeing of people right now that is huge. It's huge. It's huge. Nothing is as it seems. Stress and you will be the dis-ease. Yeah. And she says I had to restart lots of energy here. Yeah, I'm surprised that it's streaming. If it is able to be uploaded, I will upload it just because whatever. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Soulful Heart Jewel. Yes, Dustin. Thank you. I'm grateful. Thank you. Yeah, they're the only people that I used to have when I was on Facebook that I've followed their journey. I've seen them, um, seen their cycles, and the middle road. You know, uh, transparency, honesty. Thanks, Gray, for coming in. I appreciate it. Tom says it's the collective ego's death going on, David. I'm feeling the same chaos. Yep, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah. In Orange County, 60 miles north of NYC, Zulu 1 says. That means like you are like probably like a 7-hour drive away. That's how close you are to me. Yep. Maybe 7.5. I don't know. But I'm 4.5, 5 hours away. Depends on how you drive, right? 4.5 from Niagara Falls. The vibration perception triggered by electronic smart devices, so similar to EEG brainwaves and eggs of heart waves. Seek safe harbor. See, I don't know how I feel about that. I have my phone on me more than I've ever had in my whole entire lifetime accumulated. I don't feel like it's intercepting in anything. I feel like I've protected myself and my devices, so I don't know about that. Deliana, some people just want you to be scared with them. Yeah, sweetie. And that's what I'm living where, my upstairs, my landlord, he wants me to feel like he feels. And it's like I won't. But because he does that, like, I can't be the person that could be, spending time with him, like, or playing cards with Lily Rose, like, just, I can only integrate so much. I won't be sucked into it, and uh, I can't, right? Joan says shaman, from what I said before. From my knowledge, is working with different realms and beings. Exactly. So for someone who calls themselves, an energy worker, a light worker, whatever words they want to use, to say that someone who uses the title of shaman is, this person, he was even saying that witches and just everything everything that we are was being said that was part of the dark. And it's like, whoa. First of all, it's a label to use anything None of that exists. We are using it as words to, connect on a 3D level. So I don't care if somebody calls themselves like a fucking banana hammock. You go, loco. It's the energy and the frequency coming from that person. You want to say that, like, it's like Angie. Angie calls, like, straight up on her channels, calls us butt lickers. And it's like, fuck, only Angie could call me a butt licker, and I still watch her. But, like, it's words. It's words. Some people, like, get caught up in them and believe them in certain ways or want to just stop. Be happy. Fuck. Yeah, fear needs a story to exist. Therefore, it is an illusion in reference to illusions. You are each divine first. Love is with no need for a story to exist. And that's what's going on right now, is this collective ego death that we're feeling and that we're going through. Let go of the stories. That's it. Everything is from source. Therefore, so is the dark. Get over it. Deliana, I can imagine how hard it is. And just, you got this. Your heart knows what it needs to say and do. Misery, she says, misery loves company. I heard somewhere sometime our grandfathers and grandmothers are speaking. Yeah, they are. Loud as day. Loud, loud, loud. Deliana says, I reassured him all the good things that are happening right now on our planet. Yep. And that's the thing, is that for someone who feeds themselves just the timeline of news, it is scary. If you allow anything else in, just a little bit, there's a relief that comes from that. Yeah. East Texas. Oh, Angie. Melissa's saying where she is, 4 stops away from London Bridge. Whoa. That freaks me out. Just in a... Helen Skygazer had a video yesterday about how the West Coast, the island, it's called Vancouver Island, Victoria Island, the island in BC is different. It's merging, and it is, and we're doing that. And I said to her in a comment, I said, half of the reason that the land will merge in some places is so that the ferries, I love the BC ferries. Why? Because I'm on a ship, right? I'm on a ship that's called a ferry. But that ferry is affecting the water. And so therefore, when the land masses connect enough so that the people who are on the coastline don't need the ferries, Mother Nature is taking care through Mandela effect of where land masses are, of what is needed. We already have, and the proof of certain things healing very fast because of less traffic, less air traffic, less water traffic. So it doesn't matter what people want. Things are not going to go back to the way they were. It's a whole new world. Deliana, you had the eye thing too. T Taylor, T, and then just Taylor, Taylor, O-R, I think it is, or it could be E-R. She has a lot of videos. She hasn't done many in the last like year, but she researched it so much, and her research, her ways of explaining are right on point of how our crystalline DNA, how our bodies are upgrading, and the eyes themselves, um, the upgrades of what we have seen, and the levels of, you know, the eye changes. And you know, we're being rewired towards dragonfly vision. And just, even if you don't want to watch T. Taylor, Google, you know, go and invest some time and go see what dragonfly vision, what dragonflies see, how they see, what their abilities are. And it's mind-blowing. It's everything. And that's why we're going through these eye upgrades. And it can be hard, because you can go from one day seeing, like, you know, a speck somewhere, and then the next day being half blind and there's something right in front of you. You know, it's weird. Your grandma had been to Ontario, Witch Moon? Where did she go? Where did she come in Ontario? No wonder I feel you so much. I've touched Ontario everywhere. There's only a few places I've never really been. No wonder I feel you so much. Let go, see the stars, the Milky Way, then you know the galaxy. Yeah, exactly, G. I don't even have the words for things I see, the tracers. Sometimes I see animals and it's like, oh, no, that wasn't real. That was the apparition. That was the vision. That was the warning. That was the this. That was the that. It wasn't really there. The fox wasn't really there. I saw an owl the other night, and as I saw it, I couldn't. I looked at Lily Rose and I said, I think I just saw an owl. And she's like, are you sure? And I was like, no. Hey, Bravery. How you doing? Angie says, freeing much needed the old energy. Yeah. I and my whole body cannot conceive, after 48 years, 2 months, and almost 6 days, 3 months. I don't know, I can't do the math. January 7th, 48 years plus till today. I cannot conceive of my body not being used to purge, but only to live. I cannot, and this is where I'm at right now, is the grasping of a lifetime of anchoring certain energies, and the role reversal of that won't be needed within me like that anymore. And it's just like speechless. Okay, I love you. Talk to David. Bye, David, too, then. I love you guys. It's all mind, yes. Control the mind. We'll talk today if it's meant to be, me, you, and Lucy, Melissa. Otherwise, it's only when it's supposed to flow. You know that. If we can't. Focus on what you gotta focus on. If it's meant to be us, we'll figure it out, right? Angie says, I've found myself just sitting and rocking in peace and stillness and wondered if I was even breathing. Feels good. Yeah, that's like half of my normal state. And I'm still, even now when the whole world is being told to just sit, and like I feel bad. I'm so good at being in a you know, just 5D bliss that I question myself. Am I supposed to be doing something else? Like, no, okay, then back I go, you know, and just in stillness. I know because you guys watch my channel, you think that whatever you think, you know, of, but that's the most that I talk. You know, like when I finish a live and I've done 2 hours, my throat just is like, whoa, like you don't do that a lot, you know? Not at all, girl. Just because I'm chatty on here, I'm making a video to chat. I'm on a live to, you know, come in, bring us all together. This isn't the rest of my day after of how, you know, I'm not going to have that anymore after. Because the emotion behind it is, I love you so much. It hurts to say so sometimes, and I heyoka medicine. Yeah. The heyoka in me sees you. I get it. I get it. You're on the ferry right now? Bravery, are you shitting me? Oh, wow. That is so awesome, dude. I fucking love ferries. You should see me on a ferry. Oh my god. I don't get on them very much, but the last time I was on a ferry was to get to Vancouver Island, and it was nighttime. There was not a lot of people, and I just, you know, went from top to bottom, up and down, everywhere, just like kind of half running and half just like kind of gliding because I was on the boat and on the ferry and so happy. And after we had explored it all, I was like, okay, there was an arcade. Let's go to the arcade. I'm not good at video games, but let's go play a game because I had some change. And I sat in a game that was a car game because that's about all that I'll try. I'm not very good with my dexterity of playing video games. Pinball and what do you call it? Driver games is pretty much all I'll do. So I sat in the seat, and then when the thing started, it started moving. I did not know it was going to start moving. So I was like squealing and having the best drive I ever had. I totally didn't get any points. I probably crashed like 2 minutes into the game because I was just too excited and the seat was moving. And the more that I did this, the more the seat moved. Yeah, well, by the time I was done, I never realized, you know, when that thing, when you live like you live, you know, what's that saying? Dance like no one's watching. I live like no one's watching. So by the time I was done, there was like people clapping. I got a standing ovation for being like the biggest loser on the ferry, basically. I actually had one guy say, like, you didn't know that seat was going to move? And I was like, fuck no. I haven't been in an arcade since like the 80s. I had no clue that technology like moved the seats now. Like, that was fucking awesome. They wanted to pay to play because I had no more change. They was like, are you going to play again? I was like, no, I don't have any more money. They wanted to give me money like for the machine to play. And I was like, fuck that. I ain't your monkey. You play yourself. Yeah, the fairy and the mermaids. The mermaids are very strong these days, Joan. Um, that's why, especially in the last weeks, I was doing my water. Water retains memory. I don't have the words or, you know, the eloquence that some people do, or the way to speak, but the fairies are very present right now, as is the mermaids. Dragon energy is through the roof in that way of, you know, the dragons finally going to get their we've been told that dragons are evil and bad, right? And that there's way more good than there is of the yucky. Angie, are you shitting me? We get tons of dragonflies. You have to go see and search for my dragonfly videos. I'll try to upload them again. First video I ever made was a dragonfly video. And Deliana says dragonflies are very symbolic to me too. Yeah. Tree hugger. I gotta pick a 5-inch long dragonfly sitting on my hand for 11 minutes before flying away. Yeah. See, my people? We know each other. I don't even talk so much about how the dragonfly is me, you know? I have 5 tattooed on my body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5. I needed them there to help guide me and anchor me. I send dragonflies to people. Some people have validated, I've actually sent them swarms. Things they've never seen before, or dragonflies at, a time of the year or regions that they're not seen, that when I send them to people that they do get there. And yeah. Hey, Tom? Yeah, owls too. Owls are very strong for me. I don't know. We'll dig out photos. She was reborn, parts of her in my granddaughter. So my granddaughter said at 4. I love the way you say parts of her. This is how I feel about certain people that are, younger than me, that I meet that have parts of certain people, but not all parts. I don't even know. My lapis lazuli is in the living room, and thanks for saying that, tree hugger Dave. Deep blue color like the lapis lazuli. First of all, that blue is one of my lifelong colors. And second, I've had the message since yesterday to have either it on me or to at least, put it somewhere. It's in the living room. And my lapis lazuli, I had to have one, and it's from Arizona. So that's the double whammy of the crystal, the lapis lazuli itself, but the fact that it's from Arizona is very grounding for me. That's how I anchor the energy in other places that I haven't been. Deliana says, yes, Genevieve, soul growth is beautiful. It is beautiful, but at some point, something's got to give, and there has to be some sort of different plateau. I'm sorry, but just there has to be a certain different plateau than just, and I say that, and I don't find that I've done the work. My patterns don't repeat themselves. There's things that are completely closed that just can't repeat itself anymore, but the next timeline, the next door, the next opportunity, the next soul moment hasn't arrived yet. It's the limbo, right? Limbo. How low can you go? Atari. See, Atari, you understand. Do you remember what ColecoVision is? That's what we had when I was a kid. We got a Coleco. We didn't get Atari. We weren't cool enough. My best friend had the Atari. But I've never been good at video games anyway, so I'd rather watch people play video games than play them myself. Passing of Pisces to the water bearer. Do you know of Autumn Peltier, Angie, or anyone in general? And Autumn Peltier is, I believe she's 14, maybe 15, but she's the official, I don't know the title because I don't follow this stuff, but she's the official water protector. And there's a title for her that, I'm sorry, I mean no disrespect at all, to not, be credible and remember what the actual, but she's been recognized internationally. She's spoken at the UN. She's spoken, this crystal child of a young woman has already done, look at my shivers, you can see them, eh? Holy crap. This woman and her path and the visibility that she has brought through a child's eye, therefore, and a neutral middle ground path, and that child's vision and solid alignment was needed. It's like adults aren't credible enough because we have, passion that can be construed as anger. So what Autumn Peltier has done is to bring a global perspective through the eyes of a child that, and I don't even have the words, like my shivers have shivers. Like I have two people in the world that are like gold to me, that if I could meet them, and they both happen to have the same last name, and that's Leonard Peltier and Autumn Peltier. Two different generations, two different lives, and just, yeah. And the, synchronicity that they both have the same last name. That's a lot for me. Dragons are misunderstood. I love dragons. I've always loved dragons. I've always had problems watching movies because there's so little, movies or any entertainment out there with the dragon that's actually pure and that is actually what they are. Um, you know, um, Depending on how you see, some of you are like me and you do see them for real, right? Um, they were very prevalent for me in the Appalachian, on the East Coast in the Appalachian Mountains. Um, they are easier to see in mountain ranges full of trees than they were in British Columbia and the Rockies. Of course, that was also, a timeline of years ago, but I can also see them through pictures and images. So um, it's easier for me in the tree line, or maybe it's because I was more open on the East Coast. I'm not sure, but time will tell. Want to draw praying mantis energy. Don't feel like it's mine to draw. Feel like I must learn from. The spiders before mantis will come. Thank you, Deliana. Yeah, something's gotta give. I mean, um, you know what I mean. And it is. And it's, there's no greater than or less than. It doesn't matter if you've been on this path for 1 week, 1 year, 1 month, or the lifetime, or 6 months, or whatever. But I mean, something's got to give. Um, and it is. And the something's got to give is, this all awakening, ascension, it's all compared to a birthing, right? well, I'm sorry, but at some point, both the baby and the mother will die if the baby does not come out. And, sometimes that's where I'm at, in that feeling of like, I'm going to explode or implode, but something's got to give. Um, you know, Tree hugger. All the animals are sharing the divine dream time space with us for this grand solar flash. One natural dream of source creator now about to show face. Yes. Deliana says, I need a frickin' break. Yeah, last night I was laying here and, I was seasick all day. And I realized there was a part of me that was holding on to it, that I wasn't breathing properly, that was just letting myself feel what I needed to feel to try to, grasp it. But I remember I was laying here and all I could think of is like, there's never going to be a fucking break. Like, this is a break of what? Social distancing, anchoring the energy the way that I am. That I'm not having a break. The things that are flowing through me, the visions, the things that I see that I'm being asked to put protection around, and it's not a break for me knowing certain things that are going on. It's not a break at all. And sometimes I just search for like a safe place to land for like 5 fucking minutes where something, because there is no someone, but where something just can feel like simple, you know? And then when I think that, I realize that I'm the one that's complicating things by being too attached to outcomes and blah, 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 right? All is well. Certain phrases, certain things are just, they're getting old. Like, and I've had 3 children, yet I've never had one naturally. So for me, it's like, there comes a point where it's like, boom, take the knife and whack. I don't, I don't have that inner knowing of what it's like to get to a certain point and then have to push and, breathe and do all that. So for me, it's like I'm at that spot right now, and I've been at that spot where just take the knife and cut it out of me. That's it. And I'm not allowed that option now. I have to birth it the same way as everyone else. And I've never done that before. You feel the seasickness today, Tom? You get it? I'd try to give you advice of how I got through it, but really, just fucking buckle up. Just being here, I hope it's helping. I know you said you don't use crystals. Maybe today you're going to see something. Sometimes it's not even a crystal. Sometimes just a rock, right? From like a plain old rock from outside is grounding. If you got a tree and you grab a little piece of bark, a leaf, just something. Mama is getting a break from her children's crap, Earth Mama. Yeah, I'm not sure to what point. I'm seeing logging trucks still going by, so I'm not sure if they are still, if, because they're in the woods, because, they're already socially distant, they're in the woods, if logging companies are still in operation around me. And I don't go look for that information, but I'm not sure. The uvula of the mind tickles. Hope you have a strong gag reflex. It depends on what the what the what the what the what the fuck is going on, to be honest. That was funny. Ride it like a wave, hug it like a tree. Yeah. Divine intervention. Divine intervention, and a lot of it is up to us. Let go of the programming and the stories that of what logic is to create anything, to truly harness the alchemist within, the magician, the power is ours. It's been a long time of believing in dates, and all those dates might not have brought, the big thing, the big changes, the whole global, but it did, because it's gotten us here. And this cannot be denied. It's happening. And, we're the second. And it's just so important to keep the vibe up, to have no guilt if we feel fear or panic or anything that's, not. You're allowed to feel that way in the moment that you feel it. Feel it and then let it go. It's not about a whole day of panic. It's about, a moment or an hour. And within that time, to find ways to understand why that feeling is there and let it go. Transmute it, right? Hey, Conscious Evolution. How are you doing? The Conscious Evolution. Poor gag, strong sphincter. I don't think I've said the word sphincter. Anyways, that's funny. I don't think I've said that word out loud since high school. Yeah, it does have to end. And it is. And I think the best way to help pull it through is just keep doing what we're doing and believe. Watch kid movies. I always recommend kid movies to people. Watch Hook. When Peter believes in his happy thought, changes everything. Boom. That's it. Go time. Grab your happy thoughts. How are you doing, the Conscious Evolution? How are things going for you? Yeah. I think that, again, every time that we think of 444, the 4th of April coming up, in 2 days, we are already projecting into that timeline what we're thinking. So we are already meditating on in the timeline of 444. We're already there. Just me saying it out loud right now, and whoever's in here thinking about that day, thinking about positive thoughts, us aligning together, we are already building that timeline. So, I don't know, there's 10 people here. So 10, let's say plus me. Let's say we're 11 people here right now because, we all know the stats and stuff aren't really credible. Fuck, it is the 4th, eh, Tom? Thank you. I knew it. I couldn't remember when your birthday was. No fucking wonder, buddy. So every time, consciously, that you see, starting now, if you haven't been doing it before, 444, that your intent that towards that day. And it's not by saying, oh, that day all this stuff's going to happen. No, it's just that the energy, the frequency. This isn't about what our minds think that we want to happen, because legit, seriously, I haven't listened to one person who truly grasps what's going to happen. There's dribs and drabs and lots of good theories and stuff. And if you take them all, a little bits and pieces, there's a lot of reality, truth in there. But we are all still at the level of, that there is a virus, that there is this, that there is that, and then we're going to have to cure this, and then fix that, and then fix that, and then fix that. And it is so beyond that. It is so beyond that. So just keeping the vibe of the knowing that we are ready, we are here in the now. We are. We're anchored here in today. We're grounded here today. But that we are ready, reaching into, dipping into, within the 444. And the power of numbers keeps using it. It can't. That's everything, half the stuff, even me. I'm half full of shit right now. You know what I mean? Like, what I say is what I'm thinking in the moment. I may never think this again. But the power of the numbers, that's truth. It's solid. That can't change. Numbers don't lie. Frequency does not lie. Shit, Tom, I can't believe I forgot that it was the 4th. I forget everything, by the way. You're fucking lucky I remember your name. Yeah, our imagination is the manifestation. Yeah, Joan, thinking ahead, being in the now, but thinking ahead. It's like the way that, you know how everybody glorifies kids and everything's always so perfect when there's kids. Yeah, you're full of shit. Having kids and who they are in this society with what they've been programmed is not always peaches and cream. So I've had 3 children. And of my 3 children, my 2 youngest children were always sick at Christmas. Always. Why? Because they anticipated it. Because they wanted this. They wanted that. They wanted it to be like the last year. They wanted the food to taste the same. They wanted the energy to be like this. So the more they anticipated, the less that they were happy those days. Like Christmas itself, like, I'm sorry, I don't glorify shit that happened and say like, oh, that was the best Christmas ever, when it sucked. The kids were rats, they were sick, or blah, 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 you know, because of the anticipation of it. But then I have Lily Rose, who, especially until a certain age, because now she kind of has that thing in her, but not as strong as my other kids, because, she's not programmed the same way. She doesn't go to school. But she still had to dip into society enough to understand what other people see. But Lily Rose never did that. She never got sick before, or, what happened that day happened that day. Now, in the last 2 years, because she has friends, people that ask her what she wants for Christmas, and, all that stuff, because I can't get away from it, even she has noticed that if I don't think about stuff, or if I don't plan anything in my head of how it's going to be, it's always better, Yeah. That's cool, Tom. 444 is the first number to get my attention. I saw it in the mirror of the car with the plate number 444. I got a secondhand shot. I wouldn't know what my first things were. I've been a number sync person since I was a child. I remember, when I was young and we'd go across Canada, like specifically asking, which highway we were on or which highway we were going to take, and how the numbers of the highways, would make me feel safe or not. And just, yeah. Yeah. Well, New York has never been so quiet. I see that in a comment above. Because I've got my phone that's actually showing the real comments, and then my iPad that I'm on stopped showing comments a while ago. Yeah. And instead of seeing it as like, that, isn't there beauty in the fact that there's not a bunch of people running around and have no fucking clue what they're doing and going anyway? If people are looking at cities that are not in full operation right now and seeing them as desolate and, feeling fear because of that, take the time, go within, truly look. If you look at the buildings, there's an energy coming out of the buildings from the humans that are actually in there. Um, be careful where you go look, depending on how you read energy, because then you'll see where the hot spots are and why people are asked to be isolated and not out and about. Because if you read energy, and if you go look at a live webcam thing of New York right now, then you'll see the hot spots and why those spots need to be liberated from people walking around and doing things, so that the rest of the things that are not, our parts to play, can happen. Numbers are also numbers. Sure. I don't get what that means though that way, but I get it, but I don't. Numbers in a way that if you get obsessed with them and all you're doing is like trying to be, you know, understand and blah blah blah, just yeah, you'll get numb fast enough, you know. G says manipulators and politicians, same thing. I don't know. We chose this circus, and that's it. And the people, the circus can't be over until it's like completely just seen for what it is, forgiven. We chose this circus because we didn't want to think for ourselves. Because as much as some people want to say, like, I've thought for myself all my life, I've always, yeah, fuck you, you didn't. Fuck you that you didn't depend on somebody else to make your decisions for you and then blame them because you didn't have the balls to make the choices yourself. You know? People in Colorado Springs have told me the streets and parking lots are still like a normal weekend. Yep. Here, where I am, I'm in Northern Ontario, and I've lived in this specific area. This is going into my fifth year, and I've never seen so many humans except for when it's tourist time. I'm in a touristy kind of town. We're zoned a tourist town, which means that stores can choose their hours, whether it's a legal, Canadian holiday, they get to choose. And we have certain services that are open a bit later because we're tourist town and blah, blah, blah. But I never seen so many people as, like the people that I'm seeing right now is what I would be seeing in early June, late June. I don't mean cars and I don't mean traffic. I mean people outside walking their dogs, you know? Are you hungry?
Yes.
Do you need me to do something, or is there anything you can do? Otherwise, it's been almost 2 hours now, so I'll be done. Um, I've never seen so many people walking their dogs. There's people that I've seen before, and I know people that I know, obviously. But there's people like, there's more people. And they.
Peppers and Tito's.
Okay, give me a few minutes. I'll be there. And like yesterday, when I go off Lansdowne and to go onto the highway, which is just a little highway, like it's a side road back highway, there was, a dude on one side with a black dog, and then there was a couple on the other side with a beige dog. And, so they were doing the social distancing thing. They weren't walking together because they weren't together. But when the dude, I let them go first before I tried to cross. When the dude came, like I just smiled at him and looked at the dog, obviously. And like, this is a guy who would normally be at work all fucking day. I never seen him before. Like it doesn't matter if it's small here. I wasn't born and raised. I hardly know anybody. But, and it's in his energy, right? Where it's like that feeling of like, holy fuck, I have no idea what to do with myself, so I'm going to go farther out with my dog. My dog, and this dog, like, I was looking at the dog, and all I could think of is this dog is like basically telling me, like, I'm usually like, tied up or in the house all day. And now I'm like, look at me. Look at me. I'm out and about, man. And like, that's the feeling that I got. This dog was feeling like the fucking king of Calendar Bay. Because usually he was on that side of the highway, and that's where, like, it's more country.
I still have some of my Timbits left. I
Yeah.
forgot about them.
He's more out in the country side where they've got bigger yards than here. So this dog was used to just, like doing the thing where he runs around his yard, and all of a sudden he's like, dude, I get to go into town. And he was rocking it. And I know it might sound weird to say that, that's what I felt from the dog, but it is. And here we're at 6 feet or 2 meters, depending. There's lines in stores, duct tape lines. And really at this point, like when I went and I haven't changed. Well, usually I go every 2 or 3 days to do groceries. I'm trying to go just once a week, really, but all I get is fruits and vegetables when I go out. So, I can only get so much. But what I noticed is that, first of all, the stores aren't very crowded. Like I said, everybody's already stocked up. You can only stock so much. So it can't be a free for all the way it was a week and a half or whatever ago. But that people are like, like usually when somebody's groceries have enough room, you'll go put your stuff on the tray, whatever. La patente. But then now people are waiting. You know what I mean? So what it's doing though is that instead of having that fast paced when you go do groceries and you're in a hurry, well, nobody's in a hurry right now. Nobody's in a hurry. This is their only outing. It's my only outing to go do groceries. So really, like, I got nothing else to do, and I'm not in a hurry. And like, I'm seeing that people are really like, there are specific employees right now that are there to make sure of the disinfecting compared to last week when it was like, yeah, nothing's being disinfected here. Yesterday there was a dude at the where the carts are, offering, do you want the hand sanitizer? It's not like mandatory. And then I said, do you want me to wipe the cart down before I use it? And he's like, no, thank you. They're already all wiped down. He's like, that's why I'm here. I was like, oh, cool. So that was neat. The energy of people is pretty good. It is what it is. But yeah, for where I am, and see, the park has about not even a half a foot of snow everywhere. And that was as of yesterday or 2 days ago when I drove by. So today, if not tomorrow, with the weather that we have, that snow's gonna be gone. It's gonna be puddles. So I'm wondering how it's gonna be. I'm wondering which other parents are like me and are just like, as soon as that park's good, we're going to play. And, you know, how many people stay away and how many people actually go. I'm not 100% aware of how many cases are actually here. From what the radio said, there was 13 in Sudbury, which is an hour and a half away. And I think it was 11 in Timmins, which is up north. But I don't believe half the bullshit that is being said on the news, because specifically here, someone that I know works through like a nursing home system, so all the nursing homes in the Bay Area, and she said that this winter there was an elevated, like a record number of deaths of elderly people that are in homes, but not one of them, not one was COVID, you know, not one. So how much sensationalism is going, is, you know, because I hear other places that say that a certain amount of people like have passed away, but was it really from, you know, oh, Angie, may no one ever try to call me a butt licker like you, because they will not get the same treatment. Oh, I love you. And the way you use butt licker is the way that especially when I had my teams, and, you know, when I was a chef and just the leader of a bunch of people, that called them all monkeys or minions and stuff like that, and they knew it was good. And I remember I had one dude come and work for me, and he was 16 or 17, and he looks at me, he's like, you mean to tell me you're gonna call me a fucking monkey? And he's saying this in French. He's like, tu vas m'appeler un monkey, puis tu penses que je vais être content? You're gonna call me a monkey and you think I'm gonna be happy? And I said, dude, give yourself one shift to understand that if I didn't call you a monkey, you would feel sad. And he looked at me like I was butt fucking crazy. Yet within, you know, the time of a regular hardcore, we're pumping out plates and let's go monkeys, let's go guys, how that was my cheerleader, my true, like, it was never meant in a way that was negative. It was like high vibe, raise the team, you know, like, let's go motherfuckers. And this dude became a chef in real life, like after having started from the ground up in my kitchen. So we even had conversations like after he finished his schooling and everything, that, you know, it all started by being a dishwasher called a monkey, and then, you know, became a chef. Butt lickers, is that a mop? I don't know. I don't know. Is that it's a Texas thing. Texas mop. Mop, mop. French for butterfly, caliqua. Alex just can't handle it. You see, you do understand English. You're hiding your ears. You don't want to, and no butt lickers, no butt lickers, he says. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Tom, are you still here? Pick a number between... Hang on. Pick a number between 25 and 197, Tom. Pick a number between 25 and 197. My favorite food is pizza. Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at breakfast time. Pasta, any vegetable pretty much. Butter, because I need butter to go on my vegetables. Well, I don't need it, but I prefer it. And salt and pepper. 69, dude. Let's hope that's got stuff on it. Oh, fuck yeah, Tom. This is why I asked you that. Because I wanted to see what you'd pull that Jimmy says today. And you did it. Look at what you picked. 68. This is 69. Strange days have found us. Strange days have tracked us down. They're going to destroy our casual joys. We shall go on playing or find a new town. I posted this song the other night, remember? Strange eyes fill strange rooms. Voices will signal their tired end. The hostess is grinning. Her guests sleep from sinning. Hear me talk of sin, and you know this is it. Strange days have found us, and through their strange hours we linger alone, bodies confused, memories misused, as we run from the day to a strange night of stone. Thanks, Tom. Yeah. Thank you, Tom. See what a sync that is too? That's the one song I posted by the Doors in the last week in my stuff. And you chose it. Yeah, Texas. Now I got the Texas radio and the big beat. I don't know what page that would be on. Texas 154, 155. Let's see about Texas. The Wasp, Texas radio and the big beat. Want to tell you about the Texas radio and the big beat. Comes out of the Virginia swamps, cool and slow with plenty of precision and a backbeat, narrow and hard to master. Some call it heavenly in its brilliance, others mean and rueful of the western dream. I love the friends I have gathered here on this thin raft. We have constructed pyramids in honor of our escaping. This is the land where the Pharaoh died. The Negroes in the forest brightly feathered, and they are saying, forget the night and live with us in forests of azure. Out here on the perimeter, there are no stars. We stoned immaculate. Listen to this, and I'll tell you about heartache. And I'll tell you about the heartache and the loss of God. And I'll tell you about the hopeless night and the meager food for souls forgot. Tell you about the weight. Tell you about the maiden with the wrought iron soul. I'll tell you this, no reward can forgive us now for wasting the dawn. I'll tell you about the Texas radio and the big beat, soft driven, slow and mad like some new language. Now listen to this, I'll tell you about Texas, I'll tell you about Texas radio, I'll tell you about the hopeless night, the wandering western dream, and tell you about the maiden with the wrought iron soul. Oh yeah, that was a lot. That's a lot. Depends what you hear, depends how you see, right? Now I have to play it. I'm gonna go. I've been on for 2 hours and 14 minutes. That's a lot of blah blah. And it's 13:42 Eastern time. So let's keep it on for 3 more minutes. Let's I don't know how many people are still here. 9 of us. It says 11 in one corner, 9 on the other. 9/11. Keep the intent that it's okay what you feel. Let it flow. Let it go. Keep the vibe as high as you can. Elevate it to bliss level. If you need help doing it, reach out. A lot of these times is about like not thinking you're alone and reaching out. And sometimes that one person that you would wish that that's the person you want to talk to, sometimes they can't. And it's someone else that'll be in their place. But there is always someone. Don't forget the power of the telepathy. That is so important. And I don't mean thinking that you're in somebody's head being a nuisance or just think the positive, pure part. Energy flows where attention goes, guys. I'm really happy you were here too, Deliana. I'm really grateful. Thank you. $13:44 Eastern Time. And I know we're all in different time zones, but that don't matter. Still, we got this. We really, really do. Thank you all for being here. I'm really grateful. I hope I didn't miss anybody, that I didn't miss a comment that could have been, like important to bounce off of. That wasn't my intent. I'm not sitting here screening. I can barely see even with my glasses, and this is like how comments are coming in. And then half my screen here that you can't see, the comments from before are all in the corner, and like it's just weird. Yup, the conscious evolution says gonna get me some nature. That's what we're doing now too. That's what we're doing now. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of this day.